All right, going low on NASDAQ here, looking for higher prices. This is during the 1250 110 macro. We have some relative equal highs, as well as I believe that's a daily high. Yeah, the daily high that we formed at 1150. So I look at that as a draw. And we also have in between those relative equal highs and that daily high, we have some low resistance liquidity that I think price would want to dig into. So targeting those relative equal highs as a first target. I entered off of a inversion of fair value gap. Wasn't planning on trading today. I had some side work I had to do. I didn't know how long that was going to take me, but I got done relatively early, and so I got back home and decided to see if there was something for me to bite on. They gave me an opportunity, but I didn't want to force it, being that I had a good week. Yesterday I hit like 158 handle demo trade. So like I just wasn't like, I didn't want to force anything, but the setup looked really nice. Yeah, that's me marking out that low resistance liquidity that I think price is going to want to dig into. Everything on the higher time frame, even though we're at all-time highs, everything was speaking bullish to me. The only thing that looked relatively neutral / bearish was a 15-minute. And but everything else was bullish. So once I saw the setup, I decided to go long. We had a discounted rate in the form of a fair value gap form. We retested that fair value gap, traded above it, and then I looked to the left side of the curve and saw I believe that was a SIBI. Let me just double check. Yep, that was a SIBI. And once we aggressively traded into that, I use that as an inversion fair value gap. So here I adjust my partial. I decide to take one off at the consequent encroachment of that SIBI that we're trading into. You see me extend it right here. Just because it's Friday and I just want to reward myself, take something off. So my stop is moved to break even. We have 2 remaining, so I decided to take my second partial at those relative equal highs. So far, price looking good. We got our second partial there. And now this is where price kind of consolidated a little bit. And I was okay with my partial selection. I was okay with where I was in the trade. So I decided to just let it ride out, not force my stop up, not jam it up too tight. I wanted to see how we reacted with that SIBI that we are now treating as an inversion fair value gap. And I wanted to see what PD arrays are going to be forming on the other time frames, the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute. I just want to see, what we have there before I jam my stop up. So this consolidation was for quite a bit. It lasted roughly, 30 minutes. I was in this trade quite a while. What was it? I got in at 1254. Yeah, so I was in this trade for a while. 1254 to 204. So I was in this trade for quite a bit. We went through I traded through 2 macros. But again, I wanted to I was fine with how everything played out in this trade. Here we have a 5-minute suspension block that formed. It's very small. I'm not really too focused on it. My main focus is that SIBI that 15-second SIBI, it's larger than that 5-minute bullish suspension block, but I just wanted to annotate it just for my notes. And now I just want price to stay in the upper half of that inversion fair value gap. If we could stay in the upper half, then to me that's bullish sentiment. That's signifying that we want to dig a little higher into this buy side that we have. We also have a pair of relative equal highs that formed at lunch. It's almost like actually they're triple highs, triple relative equal highs that formed at lunch. So, and where are those highs at? 27,902 and 27,904. So I'm also focused on that. I want to see if we can dig into that, and that low resistance liquidity that's between those relative equal highs and where price is now. Great week of trading. Couldn't have asked for a better week. I passed an eval. With take profit trader, was that yesterday? Yesterday I passed it, and I'm halfway done with passing another. A little over after this trade, a little over half done with passing a Lucid eval, 25k eval. I really like the 25ks. I passed them. Takes me maybe a week, if that. Like it's been a couple times I passed them in 2 days, but I really like where I'm going with these. My development. I want to eventually copy trade these, and I know I'm capable of doing it. I probably just have to stick to micros. I think it's my risk management. Right here at the start of this macro, that could be a place where I could have exited or maybe adjusted my stop a little bit more aggressively. I did move it up. I trailed it a little bit, but I could have been a little bit more aggressive with that. We also have a 4-minute order block that looked really nice that I want price to respect. So I'm hoping we stay above its mean threshold. But back to the evals, I've been passing them. I blew 3 of them copy trading, but the crazy part is that like almost 2 years ago when I first started trading prop firms, I remember it took me like 6 months to pass 150k eval. Like it was something absurd. Like I don't know. It was like, and then I blew it, and then I passed a second, and then I got 2 payouts, and then I blew it, and then I went into like a little mini depression because I thought that was it. I thought that was it. Like we're leaving the job. I told my wife, yeah, that's it. I'm probably gonna get a payout next week, blah blah blah, and then I blew it, and yeah. So I had a lot to learn, but really happy with my development, and yeah, that's all she wrote. So on to next week, and I'm really happy with how this week played out.